Welcome, everyone. Gaurav, you will just be looking out at the waiting room and letting people in as they
Yes.
come. And I'm going to begin because this is a very short, focused gathering. Welcome. And I'm doing this gathering as a direct instruction from my spirit guides. And the intention of this is to anchor on the planet this new discovery that we came upon. And it is something that opened up a body of work that introduced me and us to the concept that everything that exists on this planet has an innate vibe. And when that thing is in its innate vibe, it just automatically is vibrating at the highest frequency it possibly can. So, for example, trees, nature, the greenery out there, the innate vibe of that is ok-ness. The innate vibe of a human is love. So I'm going to invite Gaurav to just share with us how we came about this discovery, and then what we were shown, and then I will explain why it has the impact that it has. So I'm going to first of all get Gaurav to talk about the discovery, and then I'll explain why Spirit has chosen the name for this work as Beyond Meditation, Innate Vibe, Attunement. But first, over to you, Gaurav. Do you want to share? Because you were there when this discovery actually took place, and it's quite exciting that to go back to that moment.
Yes. It was absolutely magical. That day, Mynoo and I were having a conversation about the creator, and how life was created and various other questions. And Mynoo said to me, "This seems like an important conversation. Why don't we record it?" And I switched on recording on my phone. And I was a little upset with the absolute power that the creator has, and I was asking, it just seems like a game. Then uh, what is it that the humans are doing here? What is our innate vibe of being human? Minu said to me that the innate vibe of being human is pure love, and my question was then, how do we connect to that pure love? And in that moment, Minu tuned in and said, by just this simple process. And I said, all right, then we should just try this process, since it seems like this is a direct access into the innate vibe of being human. I don't remember what happened next. I woke up 30 minutes later, and Minu woke up 10 minutes after that, and the recording was still going. The moment we did the exercise, both of us were knocked out. We experimented with it over the next few days, and every time we connected to the vibe, innate vibe of being human, both of us went in a very deep trance. Uh, Over the next few months, on all of our flights, we would do the innate vibe of being human at the beginning, and in that work, we would wake up almost as if when the flight lands on the other side. And then gradually, we learned how to stay awake during the innate vibe. The whole process really connected us so deeply to ourselves, and there was lots going on, and this work was not shared with the world, because there wasn't guidance for that. And then a few months ago, we were doing some work around the underlying basic emotions, and we said that there is a very it had come to her that there is a basic underlying conflict that exists, and this is what that conflict is, and the human vibe is what is bringing an end to that conflict. And I would let Minu talk more about that. But when that realization landed, it was as powerful as when the realization had landed for the first time, that there was a way to connect to the innate vibe of being human. So over to you, Minu. I mean, this was my phase of seeing this discovery and experiencing it as Minu was receiving it. I've been truly blessed to experienced it. A number of other people have experienced it in recent times, and it has been deeply impactful. There is more that has come through, a lot more, and that's why we are beginning these sessions. So over to you, Mynoo. Please, you can talk a lot more about what you have seen.
Thank you, Gaurav. So what I saw was, I mean, those of you who know me, and I know many of you have done deep work with me already, you already know that I do have a very curious mind. I do have a very, developed logical mind, and now it's in balance with a creative mind as well. So I always go into what is happening here. Just these three phrases creates this impact. What's going on here? And really what I saw was this. I saw myself as a soul being. And as a soul being, we are eternal. We are limitless. We are expansive. There is really no limitation to how expanded we can be. And the soul being has chosen to express itself in this human form. And it's a part of the journey that it has taken on. And here it comes into this human form. And the human form feels so limiting, so confining. And there is a conflict that develops internally where, the soul is expressing itself through the human form. It's also very present to the trauma of the ultimate separation from source. And there it is landed into a weaker form of existence, which is the human form. And the human form is coping the best it can. And the logical mind comes in and we create a dialogue for ourselves that, in moments that we meditate or after we've done this, we will then be able to connect to the calling of our soul. Right now we have to do this and we need to do that, and we start giving away what is innate to us, which is our innate vibration of love, and we start seeking that love outside of us. So that weakness that the soul being has accepted of the human form starts to play out. So you can imagine. So what I was shown was the innate vibration of a human. When a human gets into its beingness, it is love. And love as a frequency is an amplifying frequency. And it's a frequency, it's a frequency that just is. Now, so there is no love outside of us. There is no love inside of us. It is not about loving another. It is not about loving ourselves. It is that we are love. So even when we go into the space of, looking for love outside of us or loving someone else, it's as if we are taking out that which is our innate vibration out from within us. So you can imagine if you had a vacuum cleaner and you took the vacuum cleaner function out of the vacuum cleaner, it just becomes a piece of machinery. It's not a vacuum cleaner anymore. So that is what has happened in what has occurred. You all heard me talk about the thriving instinct. Those of you who've been on the Thursday calls have talked about that it's time, what's certain is this planet is going to thrive. And it's the thriving instinct that is called for. And what has damaged the thriving instinct has been the attitude of humans that are disconnected from the innate vibe of being human. So you have the human that is birthed with this innate vibe of love, which is infinitely expansive. One person feeling love touches 740,000 people. So you can imagine all of us that are here cumulatively, how many multi-million people that we are touching right now. So one piece that happens is the human disconnects itself from its innate vibe by seeking love outside. So it already is diminished. The soul being is already formulated that it cannot fully express its limitlessness because this human form is very confining. So this process that we uncovered, we discovered, and when we implemented it, what it does is it literally converts a relationship of compromise between the soul being and the human form to a relationship that is one of co-creation, and it's a co-creative partnership where each one gets and understands each other and honors each other for who they are. This inner conflict that has been present within us forever, that inner conflict is really at the seedling that is there, which propagates all forms of other conflicts. It is this inner conflict between the soul being feeling resentful about expressing itself through a limited form of the human, and the human further limiting itself by giving over its presence as love to outside of itself. That is at the root of all forms of conflicts. Us being conflicted within ourselves, us feeling conflicted in our relationships, nations going into conflict. And the moment, using these three phrases, the moment that remembrance returns and this collaborative, co-creative partnership takes place between the soul being and the human form, it's like you become one. It's like it is coming home. The soul recognizes its home is wherever it is. It's not limited by, in fact, it is amplified by the being that is called human because of its innate vibration of love. So what I found was, I've done a huge body of work in this whole idea of becoming in love with yourself. And it's great, powerful processes. They do have an impact. To have that occur like that, click of a finger, that occurs when something as pure, as expanded, and as powerful as the soul being acknowledges, receives, and accepts the human form. So literally you have this very high vibration communicating to the human form that may have given its power away outside of itself. The moment it acknowledges this human form for the love that it is, the human form rises and lands into its innate vibration of love. And the two together infinitely expand and get amplified. And in that amplification, all that occurs is our physical bodies can just relax and rest. So many times we have difficulty sleeping or we feel restless. The root of all of that is that inner conflict. The soul by itself is whole and complete. And when it enters the human body, and it, initially when it recognizes the limitations of the human form, the separation that it feels, it's like it goes into this unrequited love of source. It goes into this feeling that remorse and regret of being separated from source. And there are many other spiritual practices that talk about that separation of the soul being, and that is that becomes prevalent, which further exasperates the conflict. This exercise that we are going to do enables the soul to connect to what it is, and it then becomes present to its own innate vibration of limitlessness. It is limitless. It is timeless. It has no beginning. It has no end. It just is. The isness of the soul occurs, and it expresses itself with great rejoicing through the human form, and the human form enters into the isness of its own self, which is love. That is what happens. So, given where we are now, I had a very strong guidance from Spirit to now make this work available to as many people as possible across the globe. So literally a few hours ago, we reached out to our inner circle and to share that we are beginning this. And right now we're going to do it on Saturday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And at some point when we have all our systems and stuff in place, we will just be doing it live every day. So we're going to begin. And it's literally, I'm going to guide you through a centering space, and then I'm going to share the words with you, and we are going to chant them together. The power of, I do it myself, Gaurav does it himself, Justin does it by himself, Vanessa does it by herself. There's a few of us who are doing it by ourselves. The power of doing it as a group, in our soul essence, that is the highest expression of any living being there is. And here we are, all of us together in our highest expression, because it is the soul that we are recognizing, and it is the soul that is communicating to our human form. And in its communication, in its recognition, in its receiving and accepting of this human form as the love that it is, it literally uplifts the human form. And all of us doing it together, it's as if we create a circle. And that circle gets connected, the dots are connected. And each one of us, literally our cells start communicating that way. There is a centeredness, a oneness that comes together of every cell that makes up our field and our being. And as a group, when we do it together, it's as if we are creating a constellation of very powerful healing. And that healed self, and whatever it is that is in our circle, actually starts to experience this healing, and that gets amplified. And bit by bit by bit, more and more humans start connecting and waking up to the love that they are. And as they do, the soul that we've already now anchored, which we will be doing together as a group, that it is limitless, and it can express its limitless nature anytime it wants through this human form. That realization starts to percolate. And it'll have a holographic expansion and impact on everything that makes up this planet. You will start noticing things shift around you. You will start noticing things shift around different parts of the world even. You will notice different conversations arising. So that's the joy, that's the excitement of us doing this here together. And I'm really looking forward to seeing this work expand in a magical way and cause magic. Okay, so just get yourself very comfortable, and just imagine the base of your spine is connected to the core of the earth, and it's connected to the core of the earth with a golden cord. And this golden cord is made up of precious metal gold, and it is supporting your nervous system. It's enriching your nervous system. It has shungite in it, which is a meteor that is taking away all forms of negative energies and any form of pollutants that might be there in your field or in your body. We also have the presence of the precious stone emerald, which is opening up this beautiful heart region, and ruby that is bringing about a wonderful centeredness. So start scanning from the top of your crown, 6 inches above, and start scanning yourself in concentric circles, and keep working down. And you just do a concentric circle, front and back, all the way in between, Release that which no longer serves. Release any excess energy buildups. Give yourselves permission to release that which no longer serves. So even if you don't notice anything, it's okay. You just keep working your way down. You're going down your eyes, the back of your head, nose, the back of your head, your mouth and the back of your neck, the front of your neck, the back of your neck, the front of your chest, the back of your shoulder blades. Notice your tongue is just relaxing from the top of the palate. Your shoulders have dropped down. Your spine is stretched as if the back of your crown is being pulled up. You're very solid and grounded. You're there in the middle of your waist, the middle of your middle back, scanning everything in between. Your abdomen, as well as your lower back, your entire pelvic cavity, your abdominal cavity, all the organs in between. You're releasing anything that no longer serves. The top of your thighs, the back of your thighs, the front of your knees, the back of your knees, the front of your shin, the back of your calf muscles, as well as the diverticular veins that are inside, the top of your ankle, the base of your heel, the top of your toes, the base of your feet. Just scanning and releasing and relaxing anything at all that no longer serves you. And as you're taking the beautiful deep breaths, you're breathing in and you're breathing out. You're acknowledging the presence of the soul being within you. And the soul being has the talking stick. It is taking on and it is looking at you in your human form. And it is seeing, it is honoring its own expansiveness, its own limitlessness, its own unbridled, self-liberated illumination that it brings to wherever it is that it chooses to reside itself. And it has chosen to be resident in your human body. The human form recognizes and reconnects to the vibration of love. And just as that connection occurs, the soul being is now going to start saying these phrases. And we're going to say these phrases 27 times. And once we've done the 27 times, then I will bring you out. And some of you may feel that you're in deep trance. You can just be there. And that is totally fine. And you wake up whenever you're ready to wake up. So we're going to begin, and the three phrases we are going to say are, this is from the soul being, and it is speaking to itself, and it's saying, I acknowledge myself as a human, I receive myself as a human, I accept myself as a human. For the first time, for many of you, your soul is acknowledging itself as a human. It is receiving itself as a human, which is that it is opening itself to receiving the innate vibration of love. It is accepting itself as a human. It is accepting itself as love and accepting itself to be expressed through the amplification, the amplifier powers of love. So we are going to begin, and I have found it most helpful if you can say it aloud, and even if you don't say it aloud, at least let your tongue move in your mouth as you're saying these words or the phrases. The reason for that is there are about 62,000 nadi channels that terminate in your mouth. And as you say these words, they are tapping like an acupressure current in exactly the right spots in your mouth. And that vibration, that innate vibration of love, literally goes into the human form. So whatever it is that does not recognize the love piece, literally gets to depart, and it's filled up with the remembrance of the love that this human form is. So let's begin, the soul being communicating and acknowledging and recognizing and receiving itself as a human. So we begin. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human.
Thanks.
Take beautiful, soft, gentle breaths. And we will anchor this and bring ourselves into a whole brain state. And we will do this by aligning our mind brain, our heart brain, and our gut brain. We will breathe into the count of 9. We will hold to the count of 4, and we will breathe out to the count of 6. And we are going to do 11 such breaths. So we begin now. Breathe in, 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just regular breaths. You're breathing into your heart, love, kindness, and compassion. And you're breathing out gratitude and peace. You're breathing in love, kindness, and compassion. And you're breathing out gratitude and peace. You're breathing in love, kindness, and compassion. And you're breathing out gratitude and peace. You take your palms in front of your neck and you're rubbing them against each other. What you're doing here is you're literally emanating very powerful electromagnetic currents from your own body through your throat. And your throat chakra is actually being unblocked as we do this. And in its unblocking, it is returning to the remembrance of the expression of the soul being that it is. And sometimes, like, you might get a choking feeling where you're trying to express something and you can't. Or you get a writer's block or a musician's block. All of those things are literally being released and removed. Take your palms over your eyes. Put them over your eyes. Open your eyes in them. Take them on top of your head, the back of your head, on either side of your neck, down your shoulders, and just do an energy sweep. We will meet again on Tuesday. And I would love for you, if you feel so minded, to just share one word that you're present to. The meeting itself is complete. Our gathering is complete. And on Tuesday, we would really go in and it'll be a very short 20-minute, very focused, and possibly a longer chant of the reconnection of the human vibe. So one word that you're present to. Beautiful words. Peace, connected, love, buzzing, calm, serenity, grace, smile, love, 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 deeply relaxed, another buzzing, some more love, silence, what I needed, exquisite, spirit, blossoming, depth, emanation, love, home, blessings, gratitude, blessings to all of you. Enjoy that reconnection. Thank you. Thank you. I declare the session complete.
Thank you.
Thank you. Just love the smiling faces. Thank you, David and Elaine.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Joy and more joy. Thank you. So beautiful.